I don't know what is happening. See, the next thing, FCDA came and they started demolishing my house.
I asked, why did the government demolish this 700 million property in this economy? We'll find out all the juicy details in my video. Hi my loves, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Z, lawyer, YouTuber, and all-around amazing woman. So in today's video, I'll be reiterating what I've been talking about when it comes to real estate investment in Nigeria. It's a no-brainer that real estate investment is one jackpot so long as you hit it right and you do it within the legal bounds. It's no longer news that Tonto Dike's ex, I beg not to refer to him as that because I hate it when someone is labeled or tagged based on his past. But then again, that's the only way you would certainly understand who I'm talking about, right? So Tonto Dike's ex, his name here, was his house in Abuja, specifically around the Guzape axis, was demolished this week. The house is rumored to cost almost 1 billion naira and to be estimated to cost about $700 million. That's like 7 presidential aspirants' money, like the form to pick up the form for the presidential election that people have been picking up like water. That is 7 of that. We'll talk about why the house was demolished, but before we do that, let me show you the house so you know the extent of empathy that I feel towards this person. You understand that it's not easy to build a house. There's nothing as painful as being that you've done something and you know that this area of your life is already sorted, and then one day it comes crashing before your very eyes and you are helpless. You are hopeless. There's really nothing you can do about it, and there is no call you want to make that will put a stop to that.
I don't know what is happening. See, the next thing, FCDA came and they started demolishing my house without giving me a notice. I don't know the person that paid them to do this. See, you can see the caterpillar. You can see where they are demolishing my house without my notice. My staff have not even picked their thing from the bird quarter. Look at what is happening. Look at what is happening.
Take a look at the property before it was demolished. Now, the very first thing I want to say is that before you purchase or buy a land here in Nigeria, there are certain things that you need to do. Even if you do not want to engage the services of a lawyer from the beginning, but just so you know, at a point in time, you will need to engage the services of a lawyer. So it's better to get it over and done with from the very beginning. But let's say you do not want to engage the services of a lawyer. You understand that the heart of a man is desperately wicked. So some people get wind of the fact that they have purchased the land at the wrong place due to the town planning laws, or due to the survey plan or the estate plan or something, and then they try to sell out that property even before something disastrous such as this happens. So you see that most times they sell the houses at very low prices compared to the value of the land, or they even sell at the normal rate even without knowing. So the very first thing you want to do is protect your own interests, because there is no use purchasing a property or investing in something that would actually come to bite you in the back at the end of the day. So the first thing you want to understand that a survey plan is a public document. So if you go to purchase a property and the owner is not willing to release the survey plan or even a copy of the survey plan for your due diligence, understand that there is some fraud. That transaction is tainted with some sort of fraud, because a public document is for all to see. It's not a private checkbook that he's safeguarding, so long as you have indicated interest to purchase the property. Like I always tell people, to to protect the interest of both the buyer and the seller, I, for one, as a lawyer, would actually, from the starters, say that you deposit a particular amount of money, say 10, 20, 50% of the money of the purchase price to the seller. You could actually pay that to the bank account of the lawyer in charge or something like that, to the bank account of either the lawyer, of the buyer, or the seller, and then release some of the title documents, copies of the title documents to the buyer or the prospective buyer for his due diligence, so that way everyone's interest is protected. So at that point in time, there is a contract the lawyer will draft, so that peradventure, when you're doing your due diligence, you find out that there is some encumbrance with the land and you do not want to go ahead with the contract, you want to repudiate the contract, your money is guaranteed. Now, that's why I said get a lawyer. I'm not going to give out all the juicy details. No, get a lawyer. Now, so back to what I was talking about. If you're purchasing a property in Nigeria, if it's an estate, if it's in a street or something, look out for the town plan, because there is nothing as static as a survey plan or a town plan, because nothing will shift. It shows you the master plan of what that place or that area has been delineated for. It shows you where is where and what is what. So when you have your survey plan from the person you intend to purchase the property from, or you have surveyed the property, you check it vis-a-vis what the town plan of that place says, so that you are sure that you are not building on a space allocated for highway, you're not building on a pipeline or this electric or Coca-Cola line or whatever. There are certain places you cannot build on, right? So you need to be sure that that property you're purchasing at that point in time is not encumbered, and it's not it's not encumbered to the extent that nothing can be done to salvage it. So what you do is ensure that the location, that area already mapped out in that plan is in line with the Town Planning Act or the Town Planning Law and regulation of that place. Be sure that what you're using it for is what is stated to be used for. There are places that are designed to be commercial places, residential places, or both. Now, be sure that whatever you're purchasing the property for is in line with what the town plan says for that place. For instance, you can't come to an estate that is meant to be a residential place and then erect a gas plant. It's not done. Or even erect a fuel station. I see that happening a lot, especially in this part of the Nigeria where I live in. You see fuel stations at very close proximity with residential places. You see fuel stations at very close proximity with commercial places. That's not what it's supposed to be, because at the very slightest fire, you understand that that whole place is gone. But you see that greed and nepotism and every other thing has come to stay or has come to play, and then you see that the town plan for that area is being altered. Now, there comes a time when another administration will take over. You never can tell who will take over. And then they now wake up from their slumber and be like, oh no, we have to get things right. And then that's when they start demolition. That's when they start taking out things that are not meant to be. At that point, you have invested. And the only thing that can happen is that your investment will go down the drain. But when you get it right from the very beginning, nothing is going to change it, because a survey plan, the town plan, is as static as anything. It's not going to move. Nothing is going to change it. Nothing is going to alter it. So ensure that you know what the town plan of that place says, what the estate plan says, what this one says, so that you're not building on a drainage, the area allocated for drainage. You're not building, because at a point in time, maybe that area is prone to flood, and then they want to salvage or provide a solution, and then they realize that your house is on that part that is marked for a drainage, whatever it is. Then you now start looking for a lawyer who's going to engage in litigation services for you, and at the end of the day, you are saddled with paying a lawyer for litigation. You're saddled with a mark, do not build, or mark for demolition on your property. You're saddled with different things. You're looking for who to sort, you're looking for who to bribe. But when you get it right from the beginning, nothing is bound to happen. Another thing you have to, I've already spoken about the zoning area, whether residential or commercial. Please be sure that you get that right. Now, one of the reasons that the FCDA gave for demolishing this man's house was the man's house was built on a highway. The truth about the matter is that when certain areas start developing and people start purchasing plots and different things, let's take for instance, like that Guzape area 10 years, 20 years ago was actually not what it is now. But with development comes a lot of things. So probably the person must have purchased the property without knowing that that place had already been earmarked to be a highway. Let's say that the government was not ready to build it 10 years ago. Now the government is ready to build. Now the government is ready to construct the highway. What are you going to say? And that rumor has it as well. The FCDA alleged that they had written to him twice and they had marked that building for demolition. And he refused to honor their invitation. Whether it's true or not, it's for them to decide. But the truth about the matter is that the FCDA and all other regulatory bodies, such as the one we have in Owerri here, Owerri, OCDA, all like the development authorities of a state, will not demolish your property without prior notice. It is either they have marked your property and it's so visible that even the blind can see, or they have written to you severally before they take such actions, because they do not just wake up on a normal day and take the action. It's not done because they do not want to be saddled with a lot of litigation, and then compensation is something they don't want to pay. So one thing you understand that that thing does not even start in a month. They give you time to regularize yourself and to know whether you want to move out or demolish it yourself before they even take action for that. There are a lot of places that are currently now, they're not developed. But at the end of the day, you understand that they are already in the town plan. They are already in the town plan. Every state, every area already has been surveyed to know what every area will look like, where every area will look like, what the highway will look like, from here to here, from here to here. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it will not happen. And you do not want to be caught in that web. Trust me, you don't want to be caught in that way. If you hear his voice, I'm going to play the video one more time. You could hear the sadness, you could hear the frustration, you could hear, that sense of hopelessness when you can't do anything. A full-grown rich man is crying and begging people. I do not know, he's going live and everything. That is the height of hopelessness. But at that point, there's really nothing you can do.
I don't know what is happening. See, the next thing, FCDA came and they started demolishing my house without giving me a notice.
Because when the sledgehammer of the law comes, it doesn't care who is there. It's going to swipe. So that is why I keep telling people, please, whenever you want to purchase a property, be very sure of that property. Another thing you want to do is ensure that you get the building approval. Your building plan approval. Your building plan has to be approved by that state development authority. Now, every state has a development authority depending on what it is couched. For Owerri, here we have the Owerri Capital Development Authority. For Abuja, they have the FCDA. Every state, has its own development authority, and they are all empowered to ensure that buildings are approved before they are even constructed, fence approval, different things, just to be sure that nobody is building on a highway or building where he or she is not supposed to build. So ensure that you get your building approval from those people before you even begin to dig a foundation. Another thing you also want to ensure is to survey the place. Get a licensed surveyor to survey that property and lodge a copy at the Surveyor General's office. Now, when you have done all your due diligence and then it comes back to backfire, you understand that those people had already approved your building. So long as it is done in the eyes of the law, rightly, do not go and bribe people and then they give you a bribe-tainted building approval. And then tomorrow, when they come to demolish, you say it was rightly approved. When you know that you had bribed your way to get that approval. What will even happen at the end of the day is that person you had bribed may no longer be in that office, may no longer be there, and then it is sure that it's not even it's not authentic. You have not only committed a crime, bribery and corruption is a crime. You are also going to have your house demolished. So please, from the very onset, ensure that you do it right. Do not cut corners. Anything that is too good to be true is actually too good to be true. Do not cut corners when it comes to building. do not cut corners. With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to acknowledge the fact that it's teaching time saves 9. Now, for a lot of people who are going to ask me about my skincare regimen, please do know that I have a skincare channel dedicated solely to skincare. So do follow me on Skincare with Z. I'm going to leave the link to that new channel on the description to this email, the description to this video. On the description to this video, do well to check it. Our first video will be posted on my birthday, and that's the 30th of May. So yeah, this is somewhat like an awareness for that channel, so do follow. Currently it's at 20 subscribers, so by the end of this month we'll have a video going up there. So that's where I'll be posting all things skincare with Z on that channel. So till I come your way next time, remember to subscribe, share, like, and always do the right thing, because like they say, every day is for the thief, but one day is for the owner of the house. I hope I do see you next time on my channel. Please do well to subscribe so you don't miss me. Mwah. Love you.